My name is Nathan Eugene Carson, and I'm an artist here in Hamilton, Ontario. With this project, my idea was to take old disregarded garbage or just things that people didn't want anymore and threw away in the waterways or on the streets in Hamilton. And I, for the last about year, 8 months, just been walking around and collecting it all to assemble this cool new bird restaurant on the Hamilton Harbor. It was just a new, exciting way to work three-dimensional. And also too, it took a little bit longer just to figure out how to construct something, that a viewer and or hopefully the wildlife at the Hamilton Harbor will be able to do a 360 view all the way around versus a flat image that hangs on a wall.
Scano, my name is Alex Jacobs Bloom. I am Lower Cayuga Nation of Six Nations of the Grand River and Mixed European, and I'm an artist and curator based in Hamilton. I collaborated with my dad and my brother to create this sculpture called Guided by Reflections, and it is a representation of Mother Earth. And I used a design, the Haudenosaunee Sky Dome symbol, which I wood burned into the sculpture, and it is often found on Haudenosaunee designs like beadwork and regalia, and I felt it was really important to also bring that to the project as well. This is my very first time creating a sculpture, also an augmented reality piece, and I felt it was really important to combine those two elements together. I collaborated with my friend Josh Lass, who's an incredible artist, also based in Hamilton, to create the augmented reality component. So when you scan the QR code and hold your phone up to the dome, you will see a representation of Sky World and the celestial tree grow out of the dome. And that is to bring healing and calling attention to our responsibility for caring for the water.
I'm Christopher McLeod. I'm a freelance artist. I'm also the artistic director for Waterlution. My piece for this project is called Leadership Assemblage Chedoke Creek. Since it's floating in the water, I wanted it to have some functionality, and I wanted it to be made as close to 100% reclaimed materials as possible. Learning the plant side and learning how these plants are going to be filtering the water during the installation, I really leaned on Chris from Juniper Design for this. It's going to be interesting to see how they grow and progress over the 3 months. I enjoy work that's deep and layered and complicated, and I really enjoy artists that create that type of work, but I find myself, people tend to come and go by these days. It's like swipe, swipe, swipe. And so I'm trying to generate some dialogue, and I have a couple seconds. I think the layers are in how they're interpreted. There's a big whirligig up top, which is in a specific shape. I won't say what that shape is, but most people will recognize it. And I found that when people were when they saw the whirligig, they interpreted that as a real negative critique. And I was like, yeah, well, I see what you're saying, but am I actually saying that? Because other people came up and said that the whirligig came off as a celebration. I'm like, yeah, it can go both ways. We have to celebrate our successes. We can't just pound on everybody constantly. That's just a downer. We need to be critical. We need to be positive. But that's just where we're at. We need to support each other. Specifically, I find as we move into 2023, there's a lot of negative vibes happening. So, if we can just have a bit of fun with it and generate some constructive dialogue, I'm happy with that.
Hi, my name is Tor Lukasik-Foss. I'm a visual artist and performer based in Hamilton, Ontario. The piece behind me is called the Acquavecchio. I've also used the word window addressing and the word vanity. It's a large, very cabinet of curiosity kind of structure that we're going to install on the pedestrian bridge over top Chedoke Creek, overlooking the other works that are part of Urban Moorings 2. What I want when we set this up on the bridge is I want people to come in kind of spend some time in the space, maybe interface with the artist or the performer that might be there at the time, or just engage with it. I have a long, very intense and very multifaceted relationship with Nora Hutchinson. She's written some beautiful performance works that I've had the pleasure to be part of over the years. I am a frequent collaborator with her, and this work itself really, it was born in a very collaborative way because it began with a deep discussion that we had. She's had this fascination about bridges and putting structures of kind of interaction and exchange upon bridges. It's both based on the Ponte Vecchio in Italy, a bridge that's covered with a complexity of commercial and cultural activity. And so she was excited about what can we do on bridges and how can we perform on bridges. And so it really came out of that.
It's made of prefabricated parachute material and it's powered by solar. It was made by Tanis MacArthur. I'm Nora Hutchinson. I'm an artist and a curator. The Urban Moorings project in 2008 was just an idea I had, actually from a show in North Bay. It was ice huts by artists. That got me thinking to do houseboats by artists in Hamilton. Some sort of installation or sculpture or venue for the same kind of idea. That's where I came up with it. There's more awareness in this one. There's more awareness about nature and our environment. There's more awareness in how purposeful artists are feeling. Even though there's humor and there's lightness, there's this edge, undertones of sarcasm, and also grief for the environment globally and locally for our sewage problem. The Hamilton City is actually putting their barge up, a huge barge on this side of the bridge, and they're going to start dredging soon. So I think it's great for the artwork and the barge to be united together. We'd like to paint the barge, but we're not allowed to.